So my community placement is through the Toronto Public Library, and it's through a program called the Youth Hub. And so the Youth Hub is for youth age 13 to 19, and they can be students from local high schools or youth from the neighborhood. And basically, it's a space where you can come in for academic schoolwork help, they can come in for snacks, playing video games. We have a ton of technology that they can sign out, so laptops, iPads, headphones, recording equipment. They come to socialize with other youth. Um, the library that I'm at, actually just rented musical instruments so they can come to play music, do crafts, that kind of stuff. It's really great. There's also the youth advisory group that runs out of there, and it's a group of youth who organize community initiatives, and they can get their volunteer or high school volunteer hours through that as well. There's also lots of workshops always going on every week. So there's hip hop dance workshop that was going on, and dance competitions with other youth hubs. There's a songwriting and slam poetry workshop that's going on right now that the kids really like. So there's all that going on. The youth hubs are in libraries that are in neighborhood improvement areas. So a lot of the youth that come in are sort of, we get a lot of vulnerable youth. So this is a safe and welcoming space where they can come and spend time, make new friends, sort of stay out of trouble. Um, and in a mix, but there's a lot of minority group kids that come in, African American youth, Filipinos, new immigrant kids from poorer families. So for the new immigrant kids, it's really nice because they can meet other kids from their country. So they're coming from similar situations. They feel more comfortable. One student that actually, or one kid that stands out to me, he has just moved here from Algeria with his sister and her husband. He hasn't seen his parents in over a year, and he doesn't go to school. So this is the only place where he sort of socializes with other kids his age, feels a sense of community. So something that I connected with from the supporting students with refugee backgrounds reading was that their backgrounds and experiences have an impact on their adjustment to new situations, learning, and integration into the new community. So yeah, I think it's really important that these kids have a space where they can connect with other kids their age, be around supportive adults, so they're able to adjust and feel comfortable at school and in their community. So how might culturally responsive and relevant pedagogy honor, affirm, and validate the realities of the students, their families, and the communities from which they come? So I think it's super important to be culturally responsive and sensitive to where kids are coming from, their backgrounds, their experiences. It's important making them feel comfortable to open up and then learn from you, um, or from other students as well. So connecting with their culture and what they know, if we can do that, then it shows that that we're genuinely interested, and then they can learn about sharing about their reality, and that's going to affirm and validate their reality. Um, at our youth hub, connecting through music and dance sort of reminds them of their background and culture. So a lot of the sort of quieter Filipino kids, when the dance workshops were going on, they really came out of their shell because they connected with the dance. They said when they were growing up, dance was a big part of their lives, of their childhood. So they were teaching each other. They were, building confidence, getting that higher self-esteem. So it was great to see that. And through music, that one student that I was talking about previously, he plays music from his culture on the drums, and it's sort of reminds him of home. So he's always really happy when he does that. And then he connects with other students by teaching them. They teach him different styles of music as well. So that validates and affirms everyone's culture there. And something else that I connected with from the reading was make suggestions about specific programs and courses, as well as co curricular activities and additional community involvement based on strengths, aspirations, and experiences. We want to recognize that newcomers are often not aware of the many career paths that are open to them. So at our youth hub, we help especially some of the older high school students apply to college, university, apprenticeship programs, high school co-op, part-time jobs. So we help them do that just in case that they're not aware of what's open to them. Something from the Guman reading, a genuinely open commitment on the part of educators to consider new perspectives in meeting students' needs is vital to our mutual success. So I think it's important that we sort of emphasize that mutual relationship. So we're learning from them, but they're while they're also learning from us. And that we're genuinely interested in where they're coming from, what their interests are, what their backgrounds are, what they've been through. What have I learned from my students? So I've really learned to be more open-minded. I think a lot of us, we have prejudices, whether we think we do or not. It might be subconscious. So I'm constantly surprised by the youth that come in, by their interests, their dreams, their aspirations. One student, just by looking at him, I wouldn't think, but he's really into cooking, so he wants to apply to culinary school to be a chef. He wants to be a music teacher as well. So when I heard that, I really took a step back, and I realized that I shouldn't have judged or assumed anything. So I'm really trying to be more open-minded when it comes to everyone. What has been difficult? I think it's been difficult. Well, it was difficult at first, anyways, to really make connections with the youth and get them to open up. Um, it's really important to be emotionally attuned to how all of our students are feeling. So they might not be open to talking at a particular moment or learning then, because their mind is preoccupied by emotions. For refugee families, the kids have come from maybe war-torn countries, so they've seen war and violence, and so they're not really interested in doing their math homework right now. But once you build that trust, then they'll be comfortable asking you for help with other stuff like academics. So, and that is what has been rewarding for me as well, when they do open up about what's going on in their lives, and I ask for advice about their personal lives. So that's really good. And one last thing that I connected with from the reading was make opportunities to listen and learn the story of students' life. That we can plan meaningful tasks that are culturally responsive and build on students' prior experiences. So once we know where students are coming from, their backgrounds, their experiences, then we can sort of come up with culturally responsive and sensitive tasks that will connect them to each other and will help us connect with them as well, so then they can be comfortable opening up and being ready to learn.